What is the correct way to pronounce the duo name?
DCG Brothers.
Do people mispronounce this?
Nah. It's not really hard to pronounce.
They just say other versions like DCG Bros.
Yeah. Or the DCG Boys.
Right.
And no periods in between DCG.
Nah.
And speaking of that, do people misspell DCG Brothers by any chance?
Nah.
I think people just be playing with us talking about some fucking DDG. Don't fucking play with us. No fucking DDG. But
shout out to DDG though, but it's just kind of disrespectful when somebody get your name mixed up or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
When it comes to periods, do people ever put periods in between DCG?
Probably people who wasn't all the way educated.
But the people like that we notice and see, I don't see it.
Or do they ever shorten it to just DCG Bros when they type it out? Or
yeah, some people do.
Okay. Now, if people do misspell it, do you correct people when they're wrong?
Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Got to get it right, man.
And then what about your individual names? Each of your individual names, are you able to pronounce each of those as well?
Yeah, DCG Shun. My name is pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. Now, Bsavv, they forgot.
DCG Bsavv, that's me. But they be just, I don't know, I think they just be playing all the fucking time. I don't know, they know how to say my name. They just be playing, man. They be Sav or they, you know? I don't know.
Now, let's start with the duo name one more time. Where did this stage name come from? What is the origin behind that name?
It really came from my cousin died. His name was Dirk. So after he died, we just really came up with DCG, Dirk City Generals, but we started rapping and we just flipped it until he named it Dreams Conquer Goals. So we just been running with that.
And where did that come from? Dreams Conquer Goals.
That was something that was really made up in our room, chasing a dream. When we really just came up with our first raps that we was finna put out, he was like, he told me like we can't hide as Dirk City Generals. You feel we gotta change it into some for our rap name. And then he just thought on it, and it came quick too, like probably like 5 minutes. He like, Dreams Conquer Goals. No, that's a real name. Like we really can run with that. Like I like that.
I feel like it was a name. I picked that name because it could be fit for a clothing line. It could, like I said, we was talking about earlier, corporate. I feel like that's some corporate stuff like Dreams Conquer Goals. That's something you would think about if it was in a store
or something. That's like a real
solid
solid
storefront, you know. So yeah, Dreams Conquer Goals. We was getting high in the room. Came up with this in like 5 minutes and we ran with it.
High off what at the time?
This weed, bro.
Weed. Straight weed.
Remember what age this was in your life when you did, in fact, come up with it?
It was like 16 and 17.
16 and 17.
And Sav came up with the Dreams Conquer Goals, but who actually came up with Dirk City Generals?
That just came from, like, once our cousin died, his name was Dirk, so the guys, I can't really pinpoint which one of the guys started.
But it was like on some Dirk City, you know? Since he Dirk City and we just generals.
And then we all generals. We didn't want to put like gang in front of it because that just come with too much. So we just put generals. Everybody get treated the same. We all generals.
And this was a cousin. When you say the phrase cousin, you mean literal biological?
That's my really blood cousin.
Mother's side, father's side?
My daddy's side.
And when it comes to you two, the phrase brothers, is that biological as well or just using the phrase?
Same mama, same daddy, biological.
What age were either of you when Dirk passed away?
2016, I was...
2016, how was probably 16, 15.
I was probably like, 2016, what? That's 6 years ago, 5 years ago? I was 13, 14 or something like that. 14 or 15, 14?
He probably was 15, I was 14, for sure.
Yeah.
He was 15, I was 14.
Something like that.
For sure.
Were either of you doing music prior to his passing? Or was that after?
After. It was after for sure.
Before we wasn't doing music.
No.
He started after.
And the name Dirk City Generals came after his passing?
For sure.
Okay. When it comes to your individual stage names, what are the origins behind each of those?
Originally, my real name is Shun. So, like, I ain't the type of nigga to wake up and be like, I'm naming myself this. Hey, the whole world call me this. That shit lame. I really just took it from my real name. And you feel me? Bro ain't gonna tell y'all this, so I'm gonna let y'all know. His name that we used to call Bro Bishop. That's where we got the Bsavv from. So it wasn't just like, no, we just made up. It was like original, authentic, for sure.
Bishop was a nickname.
Yeah.
Who coined that? And what was the reason?
I think my daddy and my mama and them did that. I think it was because my granddaddy, he's a pastor. He got his own church and shit. So I guess they just, my family funny, bro, for real. I guess they took the bishop because he's a pastor.
For sure.
You feel me? They call him Pastor Bishop, though. And they just ran with that. They always been calling me Bishop since I was a child. You feel me? So, yeah. Actually, on Instagram, my granddaddy texts me all the time. His name Pastor something or whatever, I forgot.
He a pastor for sure.
And you mentioned both your mother and your father, so which grandfather on which side are you referencing here?
My daddy.
And what about the Msavv portion? You explained B, that was for Bishop, but what about
Msavv is just...
Give it to him raw.
It's just what I am, you feel me? I'm Msavv, you feel me? It's really short for savage, but it's just Msavv, you know? I don't want it to be that long, be savage. It's not appropriate for me.
Was this before when you shortened it, was this before the days of a 21 Savage was out doing music and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
21 been out for a minute. So 21 was probably out.
So, yeah, he probably thought, yeah.
Was it shortened because of his name by any chance?
No, not 21 Savage. Not short because of that. It's just short because I ain't wanted to be DCG Bsavv. Like, that's just so damn long. Like, that's just so long. So I was like, Bsavv would be cool. Plus Bishop. I wanted to short the Bishop down into something. So I'm like, why not? All the guys always called. They were like, y'all look like some little savages. Y'all some little savages. I'm like, I'm going to just take the Msavv and put it with the B. And plus, I got a brother named Msavv. So I'm like, okay, cool. Don't worry about it. I could just be Bsavv. Why not? Shit, I really got my name from my big brother, too, Msavv. So, yeah.
So Msavv already was Msavv at the time when you...
Msavv was Msavv.
When you created Bsavv.
Yeah, he was Msavv for like a
whole
whole 2 years, a year already. He was the first one started rapping. He made us rap.
And again, using the phrase brother, that meant biological.
Nah, he ain't biological. He my street brother, but he feel like a biological brother.
And was it 2 V's because he already had it as 2 V's, or was that something you did?
I just wanted to keep it all in the game, you know. Since we DCG together, it'd be kind of off if I just be Msavv 1 V and he 2 V's. And plus, when you think about Msavv, I want you to think about Bsavv too. When you think about Bsavv, I want you to think about Msavv. So yeah, it was just really all just trying to be like, keep it in, you know, keep like in a circle, make sure like our brand is authentic, you know, something like that.
How'd you two meet Msavv? Do you remember the very first time? What age, maybe, perhaps?
I probably met Msavv when I was like 15. I met Msavv when I was like... I knew Msavv before I was 15, though. It's just he always been older than me. Like, Msavv, I'm 18. Msavv like 23, 24. So he was always in older age range than me. We was always a little younger than Msavv, so he was always running with the older guy.
Really, we started hanging out with Msavv at like... When he was like 15, while I was about 16 or something. Or he was about 14 or 15.
I was like
it's
14,
just we wasn't around Msavv like that because Msavv was... Don't forget, we was just now becoming a teenager.
He was already out of school.
Yeah, so he in high school, finna graduate. We still in 6th grade, 7th grade.
School.
So we not trying to hang with him because we not really ready for that, you know? But once we got to like say about 7th, 8th grade, both of us 8th grade or something like that. We
It's
like,
over with.
man, we finna just get more, get more active out here because it's boring as hell. It's boring as hell, man. We get
But
more active out
Msavv,
here.
though, Msavv actually from our block. Like, we come from the
Yeah,
same
we was
hood.
raised in the same hood, so that's how we really know each other.
Yeah, that's how we really actually know each other. We from the same block, same hood. You feel me? We got real history together. You know what I'm saying? That's how the DCG came all about. Us, we all lost one together. So you know what I'm saying? That's we DCG together.
Care to share the name of the block or the hood that you're referencing, if there is a name?
Yeah, Parkside and Potomac. You feel me? Division,
Mayfield,
Division and
Mason.
Mayfield, Division and Mason,
All through there.
Division and Central. That'd be us.
All through there.
And what part of the world is this located in? For viewers watching this, getting to know you for the very first time.
Chicago, West Side, Austin community. Yeah, that's us.
West Side, the best side, crazy side, however.
And just for clarification, Msavv was doing music before either of you?
Yeah, Msavv was like the first one in the hood doing music, for sure.
So whose idea was it for either of you two to do music?
Bro, it was already
It was
rapping.
my idea for him to start with me, but it was Msavv's idea for us to just come in and shit together, all of us. So
Yeah, all us together was Msavv idea for sure. Like, he was like pushing that for sure. Like, we would all, I ain't gonna lie, for us all like rapping together type stuff. Yeah, that's for sure. Like, came from Msavv's side. But like, bro was already rapping at like 7. Like, I was never rapping. Bsavv and Msavv was already rapping. Like, I was never rapping. He was rapping when he was like 7, and that was his. He that's where his name Bishop came from. He been had like a little video.
Fun
out and
fact
stuff.
for my fans, if you want to go on YouTube and look up any old things and laugh, have a joke, search up Boy Bishop, hella swag. That's my first video ever. It's like 12, 13 years ago. Yeah, don't laugh.
Oh, fuck no. Nah, that's a fact, though. Bro been rapping since he was like 7. Back then, that's where the Bishop came from. So he was already rapping. Msavv was already rapping years. Msavv been rapping since he was a shorty, too. So I just started rapping in like
2019?
2019.
2018.
2018, I started rapping like 2018. Then, yeah, since then, it's just been history, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And then it's like, Bro can rap. I'm finna rap with Bro, because Bro ain't want to rap by himself. And then when I first started rapping, I used to call Msavv for like studios and stuff, because his cousin used to have a studio. So I call him just to get some studio time and shit. And then as this shit started going up and we started really just start being around each other, from being in the studio and being together, like trying to, it really just came organically, us just being in the studio together. We really wasn't never thinking about, oh, we all finna rap together. We really was just helping each other out, like, because we all was doing music. And then once we seen the vision, we just all started rapping together. It wasn't really shit playing. It was like, it was just us being genuine to each other.
Yeah.
Now, Bsavv, you actually referenced some old content that your fans or future fans can get a glance at.
Yeah.
Why even admit that or point viewers to it? There's some recording artists that hide that stuff. The early work, the
Yeah,
early
they do.
days. They unlist it, they delete it, they terminate it.
Definitely.
They hide it from the world to see. For you, was there ever a thought on hiding it? I mean, you actually admit to it, as previously mentioned.
What's so crazy is I've been hiding this shit for so long. I came on here to tell them that because I just felt like they needed to know. I'm giving them a little more. I'm giving them a little more into my life every other interview, you know? So this interview gonna be special because y'all really get to look back and see like, damn, he really been motivated, you feel me? He really been determined, like, since a jit, you feel me? So yeah, I really want y'all to go back and see how determined we was. I want y'all to see that my brother really wasn't rapping. I was the only person on the song. He was just my hype man, you know?
Literally.
Supportive, you know? And you could see through the video, like, where we come from. Like, that was 13 years ago. I was still on my block. I was
Still on the same block
a
you
youngin'
just told you
on
about?
the block.
7 years
It's
old.
people behind me, 25, 26 in my video.
My daddy right there with me, gang shit. My daddy from my hood, he right there with us shooting the video. He gave us like 10 bands. We got fresh and shit. We just shot the video.
And he was the director?
My uncle was, but my
uncle.
daddy was like kind of guiding me through it.
Now, when it comes to Sean, was that a nickname that you had growing up, or were people actually calling your full first name?
Now, my nickname growing up was Pootie. My mama called me Pootie, but my daddy really ain't never called me that lame shit. My mom, he just really picked it up from my mama because she was calling me that, so he'll just call me that too. But like, no, my daddy really just called me Mac. I ain't gonna lie, cause you know, if you know, you know. Shit, you know, that's what my daddy used to call me, cause I got the thing for the females, man. For real.
Now, what about Pootie? What was the meaning of that nickname?
I don't know why my mama gave me that nickname. I think she liked it, that name. I don't know. Maybe it was her nickname or something. Like, I don't really know where that
I
nickname
feel like it came
from.
from Winnie the Pooh.
That's what it probably came
Because
from.
he was just a light ass nigga. You know? She probably was thinking, like, let me call him Pootie.
And she loved it Winnie the Pooh on phone now.
So, yeah.
So, Sean, those were the only nicknames you ever had growing up? Just those two?
Shun and Pootie. Yeah, I don't really nicknames. Yeah, I ain't really had no other nicknames.
B, what about you? Any other nicknames growing up?
No, just Bishop for real. Bsavv just came along. So, yeah. People don't even call me about Archie no more. They be Bsavv. I'll be, fuck it.
Now, when it came to Sean using a portion of your real name for your individual stage name, you already mentioned why. But what about you, B? Was there ever a thought on using a portion or your actual real name for your individual stage name? Or were you one of those artists that never wanted to touch that, was against that, always wanted to have an alias, for example?
I really didn't care. My name Archie. So you think about it, DCG Archie, Arch-Sav, or
I'm
like,
30.
or DCG Asavv. I got a cousin named Asavv, so he died. Rest in peace, my cousin. But so I really like, I can't I ain't want to use Asavv because it just felt so, you know, it just felt like you automatically gonna know his name Archie Asavv. So I'm like, let me do Bsavv. So a lot of people don't, if you ain't in my personal life, like my family, anybody you don't know that call me Bishop, you like, where the fuck you get Bsavv from? You don't know that because you don't know my nickname, because you don't know me.
Whole game.
Also, flipping the script here a little bit, Sean, when it came to your nicknames, you mentioned two of them. Was there ever a thought on incorporating either of those names, for your individual stage name?
No, because I really just, like, my whole name, when I was coming up, I never wanted people to call me Arshawn. Like, I'm like, I don't like being called by my whole name, but I like my name, you know what I'm saying? My son got my name. There's nothing wrong with my name. It's just,
Get my man's up.
yeah, I just wanted to short it. So I'm like, let me take the AR off. I'm just make motherfuckers start calling me Shun. That was a long time ago, and like, yeah, since then I just been, cause people, I ask me, what's your name? I just say Shun instead of saying Arshawn, you know? And then ever since then, I just ran with it like that. So I'm like, this gonna be my rap name, Shun.
So that was something you did on your own. No one shortened that and just started calling you that.
Nah, I just did that on my own, cause I ain't like being called by my whole name.
But no interest in DCG Mac or some sort of use of the phrase Pootie of...
DCG Mac. Nah, that actually sounds decent. That might be one of my artist names, DCG Mac. It's crazy.
When it came to Dirk, how did he pass, if you don't mind sharing?
And there's another reason. There's another reason that fucked my childhood up, for real. My cousin died coming from school. It's crazy. He died walking from school. He was walking from school.
Headphones on. And my other homie seen him, like, he was walking down the street and he had headphones on and he seen the cop pulling up on the side of him and shit. And he was trying to scream his name, but he just couldn't hear him.
Too far behind.
And he watched the shit happen, like he watched the door open and you feel me?
Watched all that shit.
All that shit happen, but that was just through the gun violence though.
Yeah. Good shit.
Neither of you were there at the time.
Nah. I was in school.
You also mentioned a cousin named Asavv.
Yeah. He just recently died.
Mother, father side?
That's my father's side. My stepfather, but that's like family too. So
Yeah, he grew up in the same household as us.
And how did he pass, if you don't mind sharing?
gun violence
Gun
too.
violence, he died from, I ain't gonna lie. And it's a message to all the young niggas. Like, if you don't really trust nobody, you shouldn't hang with them or befriend them, cause.
And if they fear you, stay away from them.
And if they scared of you, stay away from them, cause like, trust these days, it get you killed, it get you hurt, and it get you in bad places, bro. So he was just really trusting the wrong people, and they was scared of him. So, you know what I'm saying? He was being friends with them, and then the back door just opened. You know how the new generation do it.
One more question about your individual name, Sean. Was that ever a concern or even end up being an issue to use a portion of your real name, your first name?
Nah, as long as nobody don't play with it.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened with the DCG Brothers stage name or either of your individual stage names, if anything? Craziest thing that's ever happened with the overall stage name or your individual stage names, if anything?
Really nothing. They just had probably misspelled it one time before.
Yeah.
I done seen DCG Shun. I done seen DCG. I done seen Bsavv 1V. So yeah.
They'll just misspell it like nothing too crazy.
And are these on flyers? Are these on cover art to music?
I'll just be like the comments. Because if it's like a flyer or something, they going to check in, make sure they get that right.
Yeah, for sure.
And what social media platform are you referencing these comments on?
Instagram,
You know what a troll
Facebook, YouTube even.
Yeah.
Go to the comments, they be just playing around all damn day.
Care to share any of the usernames or screen names or handles to any of those social media platforms? Again, for people watching this, getting to know both of you for the very first time.
I don't remember a lot of y'all usernames, but y'all be trolling the fuck out of me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
Y'all been saying a lot of crazy shit in my comments. But that should be funny to me. I don't take none of that shit serious.
Let me rephrase, not their usernames that are commenting, but your social media handles on those platforms like Instagram, YouTube. Do you want to share any of those for viewers watching, getting to know both of you for the first time?
Oh, yeah, my Instagram name, DCG_Shun, SHUN, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, my name on my Twitter, same thing, DCG_Shun, you know what I'm saying?
My Instagram, DCG_Bsavv. Twitter, official DCG Bsavv. And you can find me on everything else, DCG Bsavv, Facebook, whatever.
Now, is it just individual social media platforms for both of you, or is there also a duo, like a main page as you guys overall as DCG Brothers?
We don't really share pages, you know.
Matter of fact, we're going to have a duo page coming soon, though, like
yeah, we're going to do
a
a duo trio page or something just for the fans. But other than that, Bro Bound got thick shit all in his DM, thick shit in my DM.
I ain't trying to get that shit mixed up.
You know what I'm saying?
You keep your thick shit, I keep my thick shit. Now, if they want to bump heads,
Now we got thick shit.
We got some thicker shit.
But other than that,